guys, this is Roxy with Meet Roxy Jordan, and I have the privilege of having one of my colleague entrepreneurs with me in Lifestyle Design International, Lars Persson. Welcome, Lars. Thank you for having, for joining me on this video interview today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is a pleasure. It's my first ever doing this way, but I love it.
Yeah, right. We can stay in contact this way and do more interviews, right?
Absolutely.
Cool.
So I'm gonna do some myself.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna do some myself because it's like, hey, this is so much easier. I'm just gonna call friends and interview them just for fun.
Absolutely, it is. It's a lot of fun, and just stay connected. And we just came off a huge event in Las Vegas, Nevada, which was incredible. Just bringing our skills to a different level and learning all kinds of new stuff and having new programs coming into our company. So we're all kind of coming off that high from Las Vegas. So how's your week been so far? I'm just going to do a little bit of small chat. How's your week so far coming off that big event?
Well, last week was nice because it was kind of like, let's relax. And we get to wait for like, when is everything going to start, right? So it's like all the new stuff. When are we going to get started, So it's kind of cool because last week was like relaxing, just, put your notes down, review your notes and, and get everything ready for this week. Because this week is like a relaunch. It's kind of like relaunching your life.
Right? I love that. I like how you say that, relaunching your life, because that's really what we're doing. We had something so spectacular before, and now it's like it's going to be past the galaxies, really, right? Yeah.
I watch a lot of sci-fi, and I'm like, hold on a second. They just blew my mind.
And that's hard to do.
No, I know, especially when you've like, okay, so you were there in Miami, right?
Yeah, I was.
I mean, I felt like in Miami when we were the first one, I was in a clamshell just hiding out and and then this one was like, holy cow. This is like, it's like the difference between a grape and a watermelon. Today, this last event was a watermelon. I mean, you know how hard it is to eat a whole watermelon? I mean, think about it.
Right? I love that. That just gave all kinds of imaginations in my head, going from a grape to a watermelon. Yeah. I'm a lot like you. I went to Miami. I'm coming off of network marketing as my major background, and going to events and conferences. I've walked out of them before, and so going to that Freedom One experience in Miami, I was really reserved too. And I'm glad you brought that up, because what I found at the one in Vegas, our #2 Freedom experience, is that people, affiliates were much more open, and we were really down to earth, relational, one-on-one, just being real with each other, and there was no airs put up about whatsoever. I mean, everybody was just being their true, authentic self and speaking from their heart and soul. Is that what you saw too?
Oh, absolutely. Like yourself, you go to these networking events, it's a rah-rah show.
Yeah.
So, you go there and you don't learn anything. You basically watch everybody else that's making money get up on stage and celebrate. That's fun for them, and you want to be that person maybe one time. But then when you leave the event, you're like going, what did I didn't really get anything out of it, and then the coach calls you and says, hey, we got to get on this call. And then you're like, what did I do wrong? Right. In a way, is like, yeah. I mean, you go from coaches that tell you what to do and you just follow this, I call it stupid system, right?
I'm with you.
And sell this product or give away, do whatever you need to do to sell more product. And I'm like going, hold on a second. I go to this event and this is the product, and I get like my body and soul changed. I mean, literally, like my life changes because they're telling me this is what you can't be, and where that was never anywhere else. You don't have any like really good self-development anywhere.
Right.
They go read a book or do this. Yeah, that's all. But the here it's like, and then the crazy thing is, they're there. They're like literally right in front of you, real people not just blowing it out of proportion. Great, honest, real people.
Lars, describe to me who you are as a person in 3 words.
Well, you know, it goes back to kind of my upbringing. I'd say humble, because I was a very Christian-oriented, shy person growing up. Kind of grew up by my own because my dad got injured, and at a very early age, my mom was taking care of my dad, and my brother's 4 years younger. So imagine I'm in 3rd grade and I'm kind of like fending for myself. So I felt very humble from that. I felt gracious that I was brought into a family that cared, and I had, you know, I wasn't put to the streets. I didn't have a abusive father. Like, you know, there's a lot of issues out there with families. So that I'm gracious for that. So that's number 2. And number 3, I think it really comes down to being objective. Like, I need to open myself up to the possibilities of greatness that's out there. And actually, what's helped me with this is more and more people have come up to me and said, I'm so glad that you do these videos. I'm so glad that you do this, and things that I never did before, but yet they're thanking me. And yet I'm not really getting any monetary money from anything I do, but that gratification is more than money. I mean, it's just amazing. When I literally last week, you know, was there, and people coming up to me going, Lars, I saw your video. That was amazing. And I go, which one? I go, I don't know. But I'm just so glad that I did some, and somebody got something out of it. And that's what kind of motivates me. Like, if somebody gets something out of it, please let me know. Don't be shy. I always say comment, just even if it's a smiley face, I don't care, because that keeps me going and keeps me bringing back content, you know? And I've never been that kind of person in the history, because I was kind of like myself. I'm kind of a loner. You wouldn't really understand that. Well, you may, but let's just say entrepreneur is like one of the most loneliest places on earth, really. It's kind of hard, and nobody understands it unless another entrepreneur, like this environment, right? Right. So I always go, how do you go out there and try to talk to people? I'm not going to be the network marketer and talk to people about a product. I want someone to talk to people. And when people go, hey, I watched that video on Facebook, that's pretty cool. And it literally, it's like, wow, thank you.
Yeah, that's so gratifying that we're able to bring great content because we're being fed phenomenal content, right, in our company, and then to bring it back out.
We're not being forced, but we're being led, you know, by coaches that go, look, and it really, when you look at what we're doing, they designed this to make you the best person you can be.
Absolutely.
And I never found that. Now, you go to church and you feel good when you leave, but let's just say that this is like, wow, this is really more like, hey, you can do it. We're going to do this, and this is what you got to do.
And they stand for us. They stand for us until we get to that spot, and then they move and stand in a different spot for us to move into that spot in our growth. Right.
And what I see about it is, just look at the people on stage. They're not going to leave us.
No.
People coming back and being on stage are people that they've known for 10 years. So you realize how strong it is of a connection. It's like the outside family.
Yeah. And something else that you said really, it triggered what I remembered what I was going to say before. And I do want to say this because you were talking about how we bring content to the platform. And platform is anywhere in the world, anything social media, your blogs, even social media is out when you're out with your daughter at a school event, and you can bring that value content to people that you meet there if the conversation lends itself. So it's not like we're always creating content to create money and generate revenue. We're creating content to help other people be pulled forward into their greatness. And just like you making those videos, and the challenge was get out there and just do some videos and get comfortable, and you did that. And the best thing possible is that people are coming up to you and say, oh my gosh, that really spoke to me. Like, that was a good video. I didn't think about it that way, or that helped me, you know, pull me forward into doing this, whatever this is. And I remember, and I don't want to keep bringing this up, but I do want to share this because it's something that I just remembered previous, you know, in just a little bit ago. Was I remember the first time I had a month end coming up and I started the affiliate program through LDI. And I remember calling my sponsor going, okay, we've got 24 hours. How many new signups do I need before 2 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the last day of the month? You know, and he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I've been doing this for 7 years, and every month end we're up until 3-4 o'clock in the morning getting new recruits.
Right.
You know, and he was like, I think I want to hang up on you because we don't do that. Like, we hustle every day. We don't worry about the last day of the month. It doesn't matter if it's the midday or whatever. And that's when it really sunk in what I was doing and where I was at. I was like, I slept like a baby. I was like, oh, I don't have to stay up till 4 a.m. to do this.
Yeah, you got to push to get that goal every month, right? It's like you got to get to that level, and you got to push all your people to get to that level. Otherwise,
right.
And it's like requalifying.
Yeah.
Remember that? Requalifying?
Yeah.
I mean, people maybe know this, I mean, this video, but it's like, there's no qualifying here.
There ain't no qualifying. You just get paid for putting out great content, right? Oh my gosh. Right. So I love that you shared with me, you know, your upbringing and all of that. So let me ask you, where does your entrepreneurial spirit come from? Like, I mean, did your parents have it? Was it something that was inside of you, or is it something that you developed? Tell me where that came from, because you are an amazing entrepreneur, and what you do and what you generate is incredible.
It's interesting you say that, because realistically, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I guess I was born with it. I was the guy that was with, you know, the middle class family. My mom was a dental assistant until I was born, and then she's a stay-at-home mom all her life. So
that's an entrepreneur.
Well, yeah, in a way, she had to figure it out. Like, raising 2 boys, and we were not the best boys. So anyway, we had fun. But we were good. I mean, weren't that bad, but anyway, yeah, you know, it's like, don't tell dad. The dad comes home, and the next thing you get the cowboy boot in your butt. But entrepreneurship, it was something that I never knew what it was for a very long time, even though I was doing it. I would say, like, probably the first remembrance of this was I just wanted to make some money, and I knew that I wasn't a person to go ask my parents for money. Mm-hmm. You know, I did my chores. I got an allowance. My brother didn't. He didn't care about money. He goes, I'm not going to do any work. I don't care. Don't pay me. So it was like a 9-day difference between me and him. And for me, it was like, I just want to keep busy. So, you know, like I told you, I was brought up Christian. I went to church camp. And at church camp, I realized one year there's no gum. Wouldn't allow gum. So the next year I asked my mom to buy a big pack of this at Kmart, this big, huge pack of Bubblicious bubble gum, which normally, like at a liquor store, is 25 cents a pack. Yeah. But if you get it like in a bulk pack, it's like 13 cents a pack. And then I completely unraveled everything, put it in a Ziploc bag, and sold each one for 5 cents. So I made a profit selling Bubblicious bubble gum. It's almost like, in a way, I was selling an illegal substance at the church camp. But I got away with it. No. One counselor found out. He didn't care. He's like, you're just like you're harming anything. I mean, their big thing about gum was just don't put gum under the table.
Under the table, yeah.
Yeah, you know. So I always tell you, you know, you throw away your gum, throw it in the freaking forest. You know, put it out there. You know, let some ants eat it up. You know, and just put it on the ground where somebody can step on it, right? Well, that's kind of where it all started.
That's a crazy story. I remember you telling me about that in Las Vegas, and I just shook my head going, that is, you find a way. And you wanted gum there, and you figured I need to pay for that gum, so you sold it to, you know, your fellow campers. And I mean, I just smiled going, yeah, it was instilled in you in a very young age.
It's a want need, right? So that's what it is. You found the need, and I found, you know, there's a need out there, and I found it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's awesome, Lars. I love that story. So let me ask you, what would you describe as some advantages and disadvantages of being an online marketer? And when I say online marketer, like maybe the differences that you've seen, and we've kind of alluded to this from network marketing to affiliate marketing, and there's even differences within affiliate marketing now that we're part of a company that's going to change the whole standard of the industry. And we're already making ripple effects within 1 year. So what do you see as advantages and disadvantages as being an online marketer?
The main advantages is this can be done anywhere. You have an internet connection, you can be anywhere. It also doesn't matter what hours. Mm-hmm. So I always tell people, I go, if you have an hour in the morning or an hour at night, let's just say get up an hour before your family gets up in the morning. I think that's the better time than doing it at night, because you kind of get worn down from your job and whatnot. But mm-hmm. Imagine just those 2 hours a day. If you did that 5 days a week, maybe 6 days a week, okay, that's a lot. That's more time than I am actually spending doing this. When you think about it, this isn't a job that it takes a full time to do. It takes you a full time to learn it and to understand it. That's the hard part. But once you understand it, actually making the effort, I mean, doing this, what we're doing right now, is taking time.
Yeah.
But realistically, this is just value. We're adding value to ourselves and going forward. But the actual online marketing piece is not something that really takes time. And I love that. And as long as you look at the big picture, which is, okay, did I create, how many new email accounts do I have in my Aweber account? Now, a lot of people out there are like, what the hell are you talking about? But right. A list of people that want to buy something from you, that's your potential customer. Imagine getting 1,000 of those every single month. Well, that's 12,000 a year. Maybe they didn't buy it from you that year, but maybe next year there's this doodad that you become an affiliate with that you can make a $70 profit with, and you send it out to your 12,000 and make 7,000. You just don't know. That's what I love about this, that we are in control of our own destiny. So
Absolutely.
going forward is the sky is the limit, because more and more people are jumping online. And I'm a guy that's been online since 1996. Yeah. So I've been online for a long time. I learned a lot of different programs. I learn it, but then I hire people to do it, because I'm not going to spend my time. Like when Jordan brought up Dreamweaver, it blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, I used that like 10 years ago. And like, these are like weird programs, but you learn them and then you go, I just hire somebody from Bangladesh for $5 an hour and he knows it better than you do. And that's what I love about this. They teach you how to learn what the basics are, but yet say, go out and find help. Because this is something that I learned as a business owner, that you don't have to be the smartest person in the room, but you need to have smart people in the room with you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And and just listening to you talk about that, I remember, that just the learning and then being CEO of You Inc. and hiring somebody to do it and not having to spend a lot of time on it, but you at least know what you're doing and you can teach them how you want it done. And Lars, I remember meeting you for the first time in Provo, Utah, when we were there for coaching training. I don't know if you remember that, but we were all sitting around a table and you were just talking away about, your businesses in the past and how you generated leads. And I'm just staring at you going, dang, this guy's been in internet marketing since the internet began. Like, how am I going to even begin to ream any kind of information from you? Because I mean, you were so solid at that time, because you've been online for how long? I mean, and I just stared at you going, oh man, I'm just a baby. I'm just a baby in this.
No, just think about Andrew Cass. No, he's younger than me, but yeah, I was the guy that raised the hand and said, do you remember that when Google wasn't around? I go, yes. And I remember when I contacted Google, when I built my first search engine, search it, and I licensed their data. So people don't
Seriously.
realize that before Google sold their indexings to other search engines like Yahoo. People didn't realize that Yahoo wasn't the smartest one. They were advertisers. That's all they did. And then
Yeah.
Google came and they wanted to be no advertising, just info. And now look who they are now. They're all advertising.
Right? Yeah, it's changed so much.
I may have the knowledge, but it's all changed. There was no Facebook, Instagram. This is all new. I have to learn again.
You know, that's interesting. You should point that out, because one of my mentors, we were talking and I was trying to connect a C name and all this stuff for website and driving. And he goes, you used to be a computer programmer, right? And I'm like, yeah, that was back in RPG2 time, like, and McDonnell Douglas, you know, I mean, that was in the early 80s. It has changed. It's not always the same. So I had to laugh at him. I'm like, yeah, I was in the archive. What's that?
I learned TI in high school, and you know what? I decided not to go into computers. I went in the travel industry. Imagine that. And here I am, full circle, back in it.
That's because it's way more accessible today. About anybody can do this if they put their mind to it, right? It's the easiest, hardest thing we've ever done.
I always tell people, I go, if you could compose an email, you are on your way. But if you can create a PowerPoint presentation, I tell this to everybody, if you can do that, that is harder than this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to think about creating a PowerPoint presentation for somebody, you know, that's hard versus this. Or a report, you know, just a report of like the first quarter. Still harder than this.
You know, don't you think it all comes down to mindset, though? Because you have to be able to mold and be fashioned into what the current trend is, but yet hold your foot in the traditional too. You know,
you have to adapt.
Yeah, so you have to have that mental mind aspect to be able to jump in and yeah. Anyway, that's a whole different conversation.
You know, it's one of those things that I've taught in the past, which was the biggest hurdle people have is change. Mm-hmm. Making change. Now, change is hard, but some people don't even know what change they need to do.
That's true, and that's where we're so fortunate in this company, where they just show us and say, this is where we're going, and we're like, let's lock arms and let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and don't be scared to fail. Fail forward, right?
Right.
That's like Jeff says, and I say it. Fail forward. I tell how many businesses I had that just failed.
Yeah.
And they would go, why do you keep doing it? I go, because I have the freedom. I mean, it's all about freedom.
You know, and I like to say, I like to experiment forward. Like, I'm going to be a scientist and I'm going to try different experiments. And if they don't work out, I sure enough learn from them and I fall forward on it and go on to the next one, and not get stuck in that mindset of I'm a failure. No, you're not. You're a scientist and you're experimenting with the market. You're experimenting with internet marketing. And when you find that special formula, wow, it's pretty awesome.
And you don't need to learn everything. Just learn one thing and be good, be a master at that one thing. Then maybe hand it off to somebody to manage it so you can learn it.
Yeah, exactly. So, if you were teleported to a desert island, what 3 things would you take with you? You could only take 3 things. What would they be?
Well, you know, you got to be hydrated. So I would take my Kangen water machine with me. But the only thing is, how am I going to power that thing up?
Right.
So then I probably need a solar panel for that, right?
Right.
I'm taking that from somebody else. I don't know who that was. And then I think if I could, I would like a box of books. Oh. Because I need my mind to be working. And even though, you know, let's just say I had a box of 50 books, you know, I would read one a week. That would keep me going at least. You know, I'm not worrying about food, not worrying about this. And, you know, I think with all that, I would probably be content, and hopefully somebody will find me and bring me back to the real world.
If you're writing a book about yourself, what would you name it?
that's a hard one. I have actually thought about writing my life story, because a lot of people that I talk to, they go, wow, you've done so many different things, and it would be very interesting. But I wouldn't know what to title that other than my name. But now I think if it was about entrepreneurship, it would be probably Mr. Persistent.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
Because I've never been the best closer in the room, because there's some people that get up there and they're just really good closers. They're I would say they're in your face, and the guys that sells ice cubes to Eskimo.
Yeah.
But because I come from the customer service background, kind of, the customer is the most important thing.
Right.
So I'm persistent in making sure that customer is happy.
Nice.
So they will be my customer for life.
Yeah. Yeah. This isn't, when you're doing online marketing, it's just not a one-shot deal. You build that relationship, you nurture that relationship, and in all reality, they really become friends. They just become friends, and they trust you, and then you help them develop that also.
That's even my product that's coming out hopefully soon. It's going to be about being the person that's the expert in that field, and they'll trust you so much that you're going to want to buy what you tell them to buy. Imagine.
Tell me more about that. What's your new product? Tell me about anything you got that might.
Product, my Transcend product, which will be coming out sometime.
Sweet.
Anyhow, it's authority blogging, so it's about creating a blog around a subject matter that you become an expert in, and people will follow you because. So think about a lot of blogs out there, YouTube videos of makeup people.
Yeah.
They might start out just creating makeup, and people start following because like, hey, that's a great way to do makeup. But then all of a sudden you get, I don't know, I don't wear makeup, but you would know, like a brand that come out to you and goes, I want you to just offer my brand. In fact, this actually happened. My daughter's a huge YouTube follower.
Yeah.
So somebody that didn't push makeup had 1 million followers, and then all of a sudden the makeup company came and she started pushing the makeup and started losing followers.
Yep.
So you don't want to push your customers into buying something. You want to bring them in and go, hey, I'm using this. This is great. This is what I'm using. And that's it. They can choose to go buy it themselves, but don't go, hey, go over, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's your new product coming out sometime in 2018?
Yeah.
Probably? Okay, cool. What else do you have for my viewers that they might be interested in? Do you have a website, a Facebook page that we can put out here?
I'm actually an author, which I would never say that. Oh my God, I'm an author. So on my website, which you can go to larspersson.com, PERSSON.com, or my new which I'm working on, my new what do you call it, brand?
Yeah. Which
it came to me because everybody started calling me it. And I was like, where did this come from? So you can go to bigdoglars.com. It goes right to my website. And on the website, I have a free gift. It's an home business success guide, very simple 5-page guide. For those of you that are in home business, you're in network marketing, whatever you're in, doesn't matter. Read this guide and understand that the points in this guide are all about how you need to create time freedom and whatnot. And you'll be on my email list, and I'll send you some other stuff. I also have an online survival guide that kind of co-authored, and I'm having a book created, which I'm editing.
Nice.
That's mixing the two together and actually giving people, this is what you got to do. Stop what you're doing over here. Go here. Take these 16 steps to 6-figure incomes that we're doing right now here.
Yeah.
And go through it. It's real simple. I always tell people, I go, imagine taking 16 simple steps to take you from where you are today to a 6-figure income that consistently stays with you. You don't have to quit the job. You don't have to get fired. It just keeps coming and it grows.
I like it.
That's what we're doing, right?
It is. That's exactly what this company is affording us to do. I know. I love it.
You know, I'm not even thinking 6 figures. People need to understand I'm going for the 7 figure. I mean, I'm looking at 5 years from now, hit that 7 figure. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. I got a product coming out. I've got to think about other products. We have some amazing things that they're giving us to do, to learn this year.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the last event. I'm like, can't wait.
I know. I'm just like, I don't even, I'm going to have to get a bigger team put together. You know, I have a virtual assistant and some other assistances, but I can see my team in assisting me in growing this business becoming way bigger. So, and this is just another interesting thought. I was just thinking, like, I'm hiring people to help me get this done, right? And to develop this business, where before I was doing all the teaching and you know, managing of people. It's just kind of, it's a different mindset.
And it feels good, doesn't it?
It does. It feels so good.
in fact, telling people at the event, look, I didn't create my first sales funnel. I hired somebody.
Yep.
Now, because that wasn't training we had before. We didn't have this amazing training that we have now, right?
Right.
So I had to figure it out. It's like, Jeff, go figure it out, right?
Go figure it out.
If you don't know, go figure it out. And luckily, because I'm from, you know, Andrew Cass is my coach.
Oh, sweet.
So I know him, and from a business we were in together, or whatever, I was affiliated in another business of his. I learned about outsourcing. He's a huge person about that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I actually told him, I says, hey, you know what, that Odesk is no longer around. It's called Upwork. He's like, really? He goes, yeah.
I know, right?
I was like, yeah. I'm like, really? Like, no. So that, I have 4 outsourcing people. In fact, I just rehired a guy today. So he's my blog writer.
Nice.
So, you know, I tell people I am a writer. I give him the ideas and he writes for me. And I look at it and I sign off on it. Now it's mine.
And that's the thing, though. He gets to know you. That's how good of a communication relationship building you have with the people that you hire, and also with the people who are your customers. And there's no errors about it. It's all authentic. This is the real thing, and this is how we operate. And people jump on board with that. They jump on board with authenticity and, you know, just creating realism, actually. No falsism.
Yeah, I mean, if we look back at our history, one reason that kind of like we were in network marketing a lot of times was we kind of trusted our upline, trusted our coaches, right? Mm-hmm. And what I really like here is, you know, when somebody walks up to me anywhere and says, you know, you're doing online marketing, isn't that like a scam? And I go, yeah, there's a lot of scams out there. Trust me, I get hit up by all these random people that want to Facebook friend me, and I look, they're not real people.
Right.
So you got to watch out. I tell people, don't just open your doors to everybody. So that's what you have to understand is, if you come work for me, you're actually working with a real person. Huh,
yeah. I love it.
That was a real person.
A real person.
Sometimes in a room, I'm the only person in the room.
Those are my best days.
Hey, this is Lars Persson. I'm the only person in the room.
I'm the only person in the room.
But for all of you out there that are maybe looking for something to do, start, hit me up. My website, Roxy, hit her up. You know, we are people that, yes, we stumble and we fail, but we pick up, and you're going to learn a lot from our failures. Meaning, you're actually going to learn and succeed better because we're the ones that failed first.
Yeah, the shortcuts. Yeah.
Be comfortable that we have a system in place. That is what's great about this system is it's a true workable system that has results.
Yeah.
That's one thing I really got from our Freedom was we are a training company teaching you skills that you can use long term. You could probably use learn skills from our company that can give you a better career.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right? Absolutely. In the JOB, absolutely.
Oh, and skills that you will learn that will take you from, that'll just blow your mind, because a lot of what we do right now is probably blowing your mind. all you guys out there. And it trust me, it blew my mind in 1996. Okay. And I had to constantly evolve. So imagine you didn't know what an opt-in page was or a sales funnel or any of that stuff was, but yet you still go to Target. And you know what? Walking into Target is the same thing as going on, clicking in an ad and buying something on Amazon. It's all the same.
Yeah,
absolutely. Offline doesn't matter. But you're not making any money walking into Target.
You know, and here's the thing too, I'm going to relate this a little bit. Like I do home care and animal care for people who are gone on extended vacation. And it was really interesting. This happened to, I realized this last night, but I qualify people. And it was, you know, I qualify people in that because I only want those that are going to be dedicated, that we have a good working relationship, and, you know, that are going to hire me for 3 months at a time. So, you know, I got to think about that. Here I am, an entrepreneur in this outside business, and I'm slowly phasing out of it because I like to travel too much. But I qualify them too. And then when they wonder why I don't accept their job offer, it's because it's not a good fit for me. Okay, guys, like we're back. I am out in the middle of ranching country and my internet totally crashed on me, but we're back. Lars is gracious enough to hop back on this interview with me. So welcome back, Lars. This just goes to show you can do this anywhere, and you just, you know, so we had an experiment and the internet went down and we picked back up and we regrouped and we're back. And that's what being in business is all about, right?
Absolutely. And to think, I always tell people, I go, you don't have to be completely professional, perfect when you're doing this. People like originality and real people. And, you know, when you learn about Roxy and her adventures, and she's a total Roxy star, which I call her. Yeah, it's amazing. You know, I like to videotape on the beach, and my internet connection at the beach, I'm 3 miles from the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You know, and you know, maybe I brag. People come visit where I live. That's why I love living here, because people only come visit where I live. I get to go down to the beach anytime I want.
Anytime you want.
Wintertime is great because there's nobody here. Nobody goes to the beach in the winter. But it's 70 degrees out right now.
Oh my gosh.
So people are at the beach.
Oh my gosh. I'm coming to see you. Hey, you know what? Just to wrap up this interview, we've talked about Lifestyle Design International, where we're both affiliates in this company. And I know we've talked about this a little bit before, but let's kind of elaborate maybe 5 minutes and then we'll close down the interview. But, you know, we both see the value in the education that we're receiving through these online marketers who, you know, are 7- and 8-figure earners in multiple businesses probably, right? But let's talk about the people who have the jobs, or the retirees, or the people coming that are in college. I mean, they can use this education that we're receiving and becoming a part of the affiliate program to earn income, and they can still stay where they're at. They don't have to leave college. They don't have to, you know, become unretired. They don't have to leave their job. They can utilize what we have to present to them as far as education to grow themselves and their business, and they can reap a little bit, you know, extra income coming in. So, you know, tell me your thoughts on this, using it.
So I'll go back to, you know, my company. So imagine I had to learn software to build websites. I sold websites in 1996 through another company, and it was straight commission, and nobody even knew what a .com was back then. So imagine I sold a guy for $150. He got a 5-page website, and he owned the actual domain carpet.com. Wow. Now, you knew today the value of that. Imagine that. So think about, I learned all that and created a business around it all. And then you know what happened after making websites? They all want to know, I need traffic. How do we get traffic? So I had to learn from nobody, how do I get traffic? I had to call all these places that had pay-per-click, like Yahoo and CNET and all these. Like there was actually a place called universalwebsite.com that was owned by Universal Studios, which is really weird. Mm-hmm. So, but you could actually rent their email list and advertise through them. So now here we are, years ahead, and we've got Facebook and all this stuff. people don't understand that you can have a great, you could be going through school and want to become a scientist.
Mm-hmm.
But while you're doing that, spend a little time going through our training. And while you're learning through our program, you're earning through our program. And there's nothing else like that. Right. Imagine, learn while you earn. I don't want you to quit your college. You're going to get your degree, and that might be the thing that you actually love. So we're not going to stop you from doing that. But do this. The best supplemental income is investing in yourself. And being able to create some kind of income around yourself. And that's what I love about this. People coming to this program that are in college, have a job, have a 6-figure career. I don't care. Mm-hmm. You're eventually not going to have that career. Now, I'm an early, let's say, I'm semi-retarded, I call it. Not retired, but retarded. Retarded. And I got into this because there's so much to do out there in the world. And I needed this because I'm all about living full-time and working part-time.
Yay!
And this is method. This is the true method to do it. And I love it. And the fact that this is actually going to pay for my daughter's college. Nice. And I didn't have to take out of my retirement for that. Imagine that. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying everybody go quit your job and do what I did, but I had a business and I did well. And now I say I'm on fixed income. That's not the government. It's my own.
High five.
I have an income coming in, and that's just, I earned that. So now I'm earning more. So I can live a better life. I can go to Vegas as much as I can. And travel like Roxy does, the rock star. Take my daughter to Disneyland. I'm not a Disney dad, but it's 15 minutes away. Why not go there? I know you guys have to travel away to get here, but got Disney, Universal Studios, got wonderful places to go to, especially for a teenage kid. My daughter's 13, and that's my joy. Uh-huh. But I do this because I want to give her a better future. And you know what? I hope I inspire her. And
absolutely.
We're actually going to a conference in June. It's called VidCon.
Oh.
And imagine, cool. I went there last year, and she got to meet all her YouTube celebrity fans.
Really?
And it's mostly teenagers and younger there, right?
I love it.
This year, I'm actually spending the extra money for both of us to take. This is a YouTube class. This is how to create a YouTube channel. This is how to do stuff. And they're there and they walk around. They help you. Now, my daughter has a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel, but we don't really publicize it, right?
Right.
She doesn't use her face, and that's kind of me and her mom's deal. Mm-hmm. But anybody can do this stuff. You guys don't understand. Your kids could probably help you out. Imagine that. Who was it? I was talking to somebody at the event, and the daughter was there, I think.
Yeah,
anyhow,
yeah, she was. Yeah, he has his daughter as a partner, and she's doing all the social media.
So think about that. You guys, your whole family can go into business with each other. And
isn't that cool?
It's fun.
That is so cool. Or even a retired couple and bringing in their grandchildren and partnering with them I mean, there's just so much versatility in this company. It's awesome.
I learned this from watching, I watch a lot of The Profit, Shark Tank, that kind of stuff, mainly because it kind of opens my mind, mm-hmm. to what's out there, what's going on. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I learned from The Profit is that if you have a traditional business and you want to pass it on to your kids, sometimes that's the worst thing you could do.
Oh, yeah.
Because you built that business, you created that, but that's not their business.
You had to go through the growth process of creating it and sustaining it. Yeah.
And you really want to give it to him, or her, but guess what? That's not what they love. But with the internet, you can sell anything.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, that's a great selling point right there. I love that. Well, Lars, gosh, thank you for joining.
These things just come from the mind. And
I love
thanks to Roxy for bringing it out.
Oh man, well we better go ahead and conclude this. Thank you so much, Lars, for getting on in the internet world with me today in virtual room, and just sit here and just have some water or coffee or whatever, and just talk about things. It's a great way of getting to know each other, but yet also bringing valued information to our viewers. And just give them a glimpse into our inside world. It's not always just travel photos and videos that we do, but we also get online and we collaborate with each other. And so this is kind of a collaboration and talking about things that are happening in our company, that are going to be happening. And, we just invite you to join us in on this adventure. This is a huge change in the marketing industry, affiliate marketing industry, online. And if you want any part of it, this is the company, because we're making waves in less than a year. People are checking us out.
What should they do, Roxy? What should they do?
Well, contact either one of us. I'll put either both of our contact information up here. But I will definitely put your contact information when you talked about it earlier. We'll definitely get that up on the screen in print. So, yeah, thank you so much, Lars. I really appreciate you and coming on and talking to us. And I know, your 2018 has started out pretty spectacular, so I'm really looking forward to watching you hit past the stars and the moons and the galaxies and see where you're going to land in 2018 at the end.
Yeah, see you on the Sci-Fi Channel. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.